Good afternoon. How is everyone? How's everyone's week been? I, for one, super glad that the snow has gone because I fell over in it. It looks pretty. I'm glad it's gone. Hello, hello. How's everyone's week been? Good? Everyone else glad the snow's gone? Or is it just me? Hi Abby, hi Charlotte. Hope you're having a nice week. Okay, so while everyone's joining, this week we are talking about all things glue. So we just wait for a few more people and then we will get started. Turn the music down, or the adverts. Hi Taylor, hi Lily. How is everyone? Good? So I just said a second ago to the new people that have just joined, today we're talking about all things glue. So we're going to get started, we're going to talk about our glues, we're going to talk about drying times, the difference between them, and I will be able to give you the prices as well. Okay? Hello, hello, hello. Perfect. Okay, let's get started. So we stock 5 different glues, 6 including a sample glue, and I'm going to talk you through them today. So the sizes that we stock do vary slightly. So our standard size is a 5ml bottle. Not going to focus, I don't think. 5ml bottle. We also have a glue that is in an 8ml bottle. Okay. We then have our sample size. So sample. Okay, so I just showed you the sizes there. Now, our 5ml glue, the first one I showed you, this is $19.95. The 8ml bottle is actually slightly more expensive, and it's $21.95 just because it's slightly bigger. And then we have our samples, which are $4.95. So these are great for, especially now when we can't actually lash, these are brilliant for practicing and keeping up a good standard because they're smaller. So you don't waste as much, you're not spending more and wasting half of the bottle. So these are great, and the sample can come in any of our glues that we're going to talk about now, and they're $4.95. So the first glue we are going to talk about is, actually before we start, all our glues, if you need a pen and a paper, it's a good thing to write this down because people forget this, and then they wonder why their glue isn't working properly or why lashes could be coming off. A lot of the time you have to really take care of your glue. For a lash tech, glue is probably one of the most expensive products that we buy, so if we don't look after it, it will go out of date, it can dry up in the bottle, all sorts of things can go wrong with it. So if you don't look after it, you'll kind of be out of pocket because you're buying a new glue every week when you shouldn't have to. So our glues have a life of 3 months if they're not opened, but once they're opened and you look after them, they have a life of 4 to 6 weeks once opened. Now when I say look after them, I mean that they're kept at the right temperature, they're kept at the right humidity, they're kept out of direct sunlight, they're shaken extremely well before you use them. Okay, so for our glues, and this can change for every company, so just make sure you've got that information from the glues that you purchase of how best the manufacturer tells you to look after them. So our rules are, and our guidelines, that the temperature it should be kept in is between 20 and 24 degrees and a humidity of 55%. Now it's impossible for you to walk in a room and go, oh, it's exactly 22.2 degrees in here and the humidity of 55%. That's pretty impossible. You can buy digital I think they're like digital readers. I think Tesco's do them, Argos do them, Amazon, and you can set them in the corner of your room and they will tell you the humidity, they'll tell you the temperature, some even tell you when it drops, it alerts you. So if you set it to a certain temperature that you want it to stay, some even alert you when it goes up or down, which is a great thing. In summer, obviously things are going to change. In winter, things are going to change. So you always need to monitor the temperature and the humidity that's in where you're doing your lashes and where you're keeping your glue. So even if you think, okay, well my lash room is the perfect temperature at all times, what about when, oh sorry, my phone went dark. What about when you turn the heating off, or you shut the window of an evening and you leave your glue in there overnight? So it may mean when you finish lashing for the day, it may mean bringing your glue inside to guarantee that you're keeping it correctly so it lasts you the best amount of time. Hope that makes sense. The reason we say shake them very well is because as soon as they settle, they settle into two different parts of liquid, one being a clear liquid at the top and then a black liquid at the bottom. So they almost separate like oil and water. If we don't combine that together, it's never going to be the actual glue consistency. It's not binded together to become sticky and for it to work. So if we don't shake it and we pour it out and we pour that clear liquid out, your glue is never going to work, because you can't put that liquid back into the bottle to shake it, to bind it together for it to become glue. So just get into the habit, even if you've used your glue 2 minutes ago, get into that habit of always shaking it. We have got a super duper amazing new product in, a glue shaker. I will get that in a second to show you. I don't know what's going on with my phone, I'm really sorry. The light keeps dimming. So I will get that in a second to show you. It is amazing. And it just makes sure that your glue has been shaken correctly before you start set, so you can guarantee your end you've done everything you can, okay? We train in a pink radical glue. The reason we train in this is because it's a good standard glue. It works well with not being too slow, so you up your game whilst you're lashing. If you work with a too slow glue, you get into habit and you plod along, but with the pink radical, it dries between half a second and 1 second. And this works perfectly for training because it gets you working at a reasonable pace. You have enough time for it to dry, to manipulate it, to move it once you're lashing, and then it sets perfectly whilst you're working on the other eye and going backwards and forwards. That's my personal favourite. It's one of our most popular glues that we do sell here, and we're going to talk about them now. So we are going to work through our sensitive glues, our clear glues, and our super duper quick drying glue, okay? So first of all, is everyone keeping up so far? Just make sure before I actually start talking about the glues. Cool, perfect, okay. So first up, we have our pink radical. Everyone see that? Our pink naked. That's because I was just talking about what we train in. So our pink naked glue. This has no odour because it is a type of sensitive glue. It has a lot lower levels of cyanamylate in it, so therefore it has no odour. Great for sensitive clients, and it has a drying time of 1 second. Okay, so you have time to manipulate it if you wanted to and move it around, but it will dry in 1 second. And again, this comes in the 5ml bottle. Okay. Then we have our second sensitive glue, which is the pink luster. Now, this is the bottle that I showed you earlier. So the pink luster comes in a slightly bigger bottle. So it comes in an 8ml bottle and it's $21.95. So it's just slightly more expensive, but you're getting more for your money. Again, this is fume free because it doesn't have cyanocolate in it. It has lower levels of cyanocolate, easy for me to say, in it. So it's odour free again and fume free. However, slightly longer drying time, 1 to 2 seconds. So if you want to slow the procedure down slightly, 1 to 2 seconds, this is the glue for you. Moving on, we have our pink radical. So this is the one that I just spoke about. Oh, where's the label? This is our pink radical. This is what we train in, and again, my personal favourite. It's just the right amount of drying time. This does have a medium odour, so this is a standard lash glue. This isn't sensitive. This is your standard lash glue. This dries in half a second to 1 second. So again, perfect for experienced like us here at Pinkfishes, tutors, technicians, or new beginners. It works perfectly for as well. A great glue to start with and even stick with. This only comes in the 5mm and is $19.95. Then we have Pink Radical 2, okay. Pink Radical 2. This is our super duper quick drying glue. Great glue, dries in half a second. So, even when you think you're amazing on the best lash tech, you may be fabulous, but even when you think you are that quick, always use this on someone you know, family or friend, just to make sure you are that quick. Because if you don't work quick enough with glue for the drying time, you will think it's stuck, they'll look lovely, they could leave looking fabulous. However, it has dried slightly a millisecond before it has attached itself to the natural lash. So they could go home looking fabulous. You can think, okay, the glue was still wet, it was still tacky, they'll be fine. But they could wake up the next morning and all their lashes could be on their pillow. So if you're not working quick enough, it could be disastrous. So just make sure if you do up it to this with the 0.5 glue, just practice on someone you know or family or friend, just to make sure you are working quick enough. Because you don't want to start using this for all your clients and then they're all moaning that their lashes have all fallen off the next day or they're not lasting as long. So just practice first. Again, this is a medium odour, 0.5 drying time. This glue here, although it's still Pink Radical, but it's Pink Radical 2, it has a thinner viscosity. Again, easy for me to say. Thinner viscosity. So it's thinner, okay? Again, it still needs to be shaken a hell of a lot, just like all the other glues, but when you pour it out, it will be slightly thinner. But medium odour, this comes in the 5mm again at $19.95. And a 0.5 second drying time. Okay, so super quick. Then we move on. We have our Supreme Clear. Now, this is a clear glue. This is the only clear glue we do. And the reason we sell it is because we want to have a variety of glues. And everyone, one, prefers using different glues, and two, some people can't have your standard black glue. So clear glue doesn't have any carbon in it. The carbon in glue is what makes it black. So your clear glue, which is here, doesn't have any carbon in it. So some people are super allergic to carbon. Very similar, not the same, but very similar to like people that are allergic to hair dye. That has been taken out of this. The carbon's been taken out. It has a medium odour and it is a 0.5 drying time. So again, quite a quick glue as well. So again, make sure you practice, make sure you're definitely working quick enough to use this. But it's great for clients that come to you and say, I've not had lashes for years, I used to be really allergic. With this range of glues, you've got two sensitive to try. You've got your standard Pink Radical, you've got a quicker version if you want the standard glue but you just work quicker, but then you've also got this to patch test them with. So just to make sure if they are going to be sensitive or they are going to show an allergic reaction, this is a great one, and the sensitives are a great one because they've got less ingredients that you could react to. People still will, and people still can, but there are ingredients that are less likely to flare up a reaction. So that is your Pink Supreme Clear. And again, like I said, they all come in a tiny little sample option. So if you don't want to buy a whole bottle and you think, oh, there is that one client that could be sensitive, so you will grab one of the sensitive glues, but instead of paying $19.95 or $21.95 for a 5ml bottle, you can pay $4.95. It comes in this clear little sample bottle and you've got it to then patch test. And then you know if they're going to be a regular client, you can invest in the bigger glue. Okay, so these are $4.95. Our 5ml bottles are $19.95, and our one bottle that is 8ml is $21.95. Okay. With ingredients wise, we have our MSDS sheets that are all available on our website. So if you want to see a full list of every single glue, every single ingredient, they are all on our website for you to have a look at. When we use our glue in conjunction, we always use a primer or a remover. Some people, that's a lie, we always use a remover to take off professionally. We don't want people picking, we don't want people putting coconut oil on their face when they're at home trying to take them off themselves. We remove professionally with an eyelash remover product. Now, the reason I took that comment back with a primer, not everyone uses them. It's not for everyone. We advise you to use it because it takes all the natural oils out of the lash before you put the fake lashes on. And this just guarantees the glue working properly, because oil is one of the products that breaks down the glue and the adhesive, therefore not lasting that long, retention not lasting as long either. However, with our primer, where are we? So this is our primer. So our primer is called Pink Creation. These are 10ml bottles. With our primer, you get them in your kit when you train. However, not everyone can use them on their clients. The reason being, if someone's lashes are already quite dry and brittle and dehydrated, by putting this product, the primer, on, it's going to dehydrate them even more and potentially damage them. We never want to be the reason for damaging someone's lashes. We want to keep them in perfect condition and remove them correctly so they are in the perfect condition. However, if they don't have dehydrated lashes, if they don't have damaged and brittle lashes and dry lashes, try to always use a primer because it gives you the best base to work with. And from your point as a lash tech, you're doing everything you can to make sure that that lash extension is on there and it's solid and it's going to last, and the retention should be good. Right, then you've got your remover. So our remover is Pink Liquefier. Pink Liquefy. And again, 10ml bottle. Both of these are $8.95. Again, 10ml bottle. Now the remover, I don't know if I can take some out for you. Give me a second. With the remover, don't ever do this with a pen. Hang on. Can you see on my hand? Can you see it a little bit? So it's almost like a gelish. It's not too thick and it's not too watery. And we put this onto the client's eyelashes if they want a removal. Always put your eye pads on and then get them to shut their eyes, and then this is coated on the extension. I believe we have a removal video on our grid on Instagram, so you can always go check that out. There's 2 different techniques in that video. With the remover, it takes between 5 and 15 minutes to work. Obviously, if they're caked in glue, you might need to add a bit more product. If it's not our glue, you may have to add a bit more removal product, leave it on there a little bit longer. Just keep trying and testing it until the lashes, you don't want to be picking them off, you don't want to be plucking them off. And they wipe off smoothly, that's the right time to take them off. And always rinse the eye after, because this can be a little bit stingy when it does get in someone's eye. Right, so that is our glues, that is our primer, that is our remover. With your retention, I'll hit on this briefly because I do believe there could possibly be another live just for this subject, but I will hit on it briefly. Retention, if you're doing everything correctly from your end, so we are prepping the eye, sorry, phone's going up. We are prepping the eye correctly. We are applying everything correctly. Our glue has been looked after perfectly, and we are offering the correct aftercare, and they might follow it, they might not, but you are giving the correct aftercare. If we are doing all of these, then our retention should be perfect. However, that is not always the case. It could be to do with when they leave, there's many things that could go wrong. So as soon as they've left, they're probably going to get in the car and brush them and touch them and take a picture, and they'll love their lashes. But by touching them, they are adding oil and grease from their fingers to the lash that you've just applied. So some may even not be completely solid yet. They might be, it's a little bit damp still, probably not, but there's a chance that it could be. So by touching them with oil and greasy fingers, the oil and grease breaks down the adhesive glue and therefore dissolves it, and they won't last as long. They could even come off the next day. They might not, they could come off a week later, but oil and grease breaks down adhesive and is a massive indicator of bad retention. The same as if they go home and they cake their face in moisturiser, or they put fake tan with oil in on their face every day, all day, and they'll turn around and go, yeah, but I take my makeup off every day, I take my makeup off every evening, so I don't see what the problem is. What are you taking your makeup off with will be your first question, because you could be taking your makeup off with an oily based makeup remover. You need to make sure that it's water based, and even if they put makeup on, try and avoid the eye area if they can. Some people won't, and some people are happy to come back for their refills weekly if they're putting that much oil on their face. Another great one is steam. So if they leave and they're cooking and all the steam's going up in their face half hour after their appointment, it could really affect their retention. If they go in saunas, if they go in steam rooms, if they go to the gym, they're going to be working up a sweat. The sweat produces oil, you're producing more oil than you normally would. All these indications are a massive effect on retention and how long their lashes will last. You also then have medication that they could possibly be on. So with medication, they might not want to tell you, and that's fine, but when they come back to you and say, why are my lashes not lasting, these are falling out, these are falling out that day, 10 fell out the day after, you do have to ask that question. They don't have to tell you what medication they're on, because that's quite a personal thing, but it's just as long as they say, actually, I have checked, they might say, I've changed my medication, or I am on some new medication. So that could just be an indication of what's happening with their body. Another great one is people that pick, we don't want that, but also people that sleep on their face. They can tell you all day long, no, I never sleep on my face, always sleep on my side, always sleep on my back. When it's 3 o'clock in the morning and they are in a deep sleep, you have no idea if you're on your face or on your back. So that's, again, potential possible reason why retention won't last also, and will be a problem. A great one is a silk or a faux silk pillowcase. These are, obviously they're expensive. If you get faux silk, it might not be as expensive. But with a cotton pillowcase, cotton has fibres, so it grabs onto everything. It grabs onto our hair, our baby hair on our face, our brows, our lashes, and it will rip them out or snap them. So that will have a massive impact. So if they invest in a silk pillowcase or a faux silk pillowcase, their hair will be less frizzy, their brows will be on point, their lashes will be on point. They'll just see them lasting better for longer. But again, it's preference. If they don't want to buy that and they want to have their lashes topped up every week, then that's absolutely fine. You can just guide them from your aftercare and your advice, and your previous knowledge with clients. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's everything that we've gone through today. We've gone through pricing, we've gone through temperature of glue, shelf life. I've just seen another question pop up. So our glues have a shelf life of 3 months if they're not opened. Once they are opened and kept in the correct conditions, i.e. temperature being correct, humidity being correct, out of direct sunlight, they have a life of 4 to 6 weeks once they are opened. And again, in current circumstances, you may not want the glue, you may not even use it twice in that period of time because we can't do anything at the moment. So again, this is why these little sample tubes are great. They're smaller, you won't waste as much, and they're only $4.95. Let me see if there's any other questions. Let me just scroll. The best primer, I love using it. It is fabulous. Where are we? The sensitive glue is definitely the best one. It lasts so long. Absolutely great. I love positive feedback. We love that. Bear with me a second. I'm just going to get my trusty assistant to get the glue shaker whilst I look through, see if there's any more questions, as I foolishly didn't bring it in with me. And I don't want to leave you on the camera with no one in. Bear with me a second. Lily, ambassadors and collaborations always ask us. Sometimes we do ambassador searches and we do PR campaigns. So always get over to our Instagram page and always keep an eye out, because as soon as we are searching, we post it on there for everyone to see. But it's always worth sending us a message with any questions like that, because we can always answer and get you the best answer from the office. Any more questions? Bear with me a second. I can hear my trusty assistant getting the glue shaker. Thank you. Ta-da! This is awesome. When we sit there, because we have to shake it manually, you're there for ages. Shake, 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 shake. And you always never shake it as much as you should, because your arm starts aching, or you get bored, or you think, no, that's enough. It never is. Always overshake it, because overshaking, nothing can go wrong from overshaking. Undershaking, you could pour out half the ingredients, then not be able to get them back in the bottle to bind them together to make your sticky glue. So this shaker is amazing. When you use it, so it comes, I'll show you. We also, on our Instagram page Grid, we have a video of how to use it. So go check that out. Any comments, you can comment under that video. This video as well will be saved to our IGTV, so you can rewatch it if you need to. It comes in different parts, so this part comes off. You pop it back in. Now your glue goes this way, not this way. You have to really use your muscles to get it in. As you can tell, I don't have muscles. One second. Oh, I'm really not strong. Can you tell that there's been a year where the gyms haven't been open? Oh, it's going. No, it's not going. Bear with me. Okay, I'm really struggling with this. It's actually super easy. Annie and Hattie do it immediately. Are you coming to help? Okay, and he's going to do that for me because I'm super weak. and I will show you how it works. Like I said, the video on Instagram on the grid, you can see how easy it is. I am just a weakling. Would you ever stock a DD curl? We have new curls coming. All the time, and we're always in discussion of what we could bring out, so watch this space. It could potentially be a curl that we do get, which is the DD curl. I've just seen some. I am totally guilty of sleeping in my face. I think we all are. I wake up in the... I've not got lashes on, obviously we can't have them done at the moment. I am totally guilty also. I wake up in the night with a neck ache, back ache, and I'm flat on my face. So yeah, I think everyone's guilty with that. Now, the reason I was struggling isn't so much that I was a weakling. I take that back, I am strong. It was a different size nozzle. So we have a smaller one, which didn't work with these glues, and we have a bigger one. Okay, so the bigger option works with all of our glues, remover and the primer. As soon as it's in, so you squeeze it in, make sure it's solid, and then you have the on button. Ready for this? Woo! Okay, so it just vibrates and spins. Doesn't even matter if you hold it in there for a couple of minutes, just to make sure that it's completely shaken well, all the ingredients have bound together, okay? And then turn it off and take it out. So again, show you I'm not a weakling. That's how easy it goes in. Seconds, not minutes like when I was trying before. This one is just a little bit smaller, okay? So that's why I was struggling. So, in, another glue, in, another glue, super duper easy. Okay, secure it in and press your button. It's not too loud, it's not too vigorous, and then turn it off. Take it out, and you've got your perfectly shaken glue. These are now in stock for you to purchase, and like I said, there's a video of putting the whole machine together on our Instagram grid. Now, any questions? I did have a little scroll up, and I think I've answered the few that you have asked, but now you've actually seen the shaker work, and it is super easy, and I'm not weak. Are there any more questions around glue, retention problems, drying times, prices, anything else before I love you and leave you on this kind of not blue sky Thursday? Oh, fab. The latest comment. I love it because it doesn't make my nozzle get glue on it. So when you're shaking like this, the glue transfers all the way up the nozzle, and you have to be really almost OCD with getting right into the nozzle and cleaning it, because if we've got a dirty nozzle and we put it back on, your glue is going to get stuck together and you will never get that lid off again and again. Therefore you're wasting the glue, and like we said earlier, glue's expensive, so you need to look after it. So great tip about the glue shaker. Any more questions? I've got closer and closer for this. I started back here and I'm zooming in. Okay, I think that's it. So, like I said, this is going to be saved on our IGTV. Rewatch as much as you want with all the information on there. Watch me struggle using the smaller one. I'm pretty sure my amazing assistant done that on purpose, just so I'd look weak on camera, maybe. I'm just joking. It'll be saved on our IGTV. Check it out. Share the love. Anything that you think I've not touched base on, or that you want more help with, send us a message over on our Instagram, ring the shop. We are always here to chat to you. if it's a retention problem, if it's a even if it's a question that you think, I shouldn't really be asking, ask away. Ask about medication. We can help you as best as we possibly can. With your glues, you can't come in the shop to buy them at the moment, but we do offer a click and collect, or we can send them out in the post. Both of them are going on. So on the website, you just click if you want to click and collect, place your order, call us when you're here and we will bring it outside for you, click and collect. Or you can order on the website and you can do next day delivery, standard delivery, you can do tracked delivery as well. So there are your options. And that is it from me this week. So have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will see you next week with a new topic.